And we are live. Good evening, everybody. And you guys know what we have to do, so give us a second. How's everybody this evening? Hope you guys are doing okay. Just sharing in a few places. And if you are on the main page, please feel free to share. Sharing is caring.
Hey, Michelle. Hey, Catherine. Hey, Zoe.
And welcome everybody to tonight's open discussion of Let's Talk Autism, where almost anything autism goes. So sit back and relax. This is a relaxed atmosphere. Um, keep it 100. Mm, I hope everybody is doing okay, especially during this time. And how's most of us are still in the house. How's everybody doing as far as being in the house? And I have one more place.
I'm doing good today, CJ. CJ, Molly, Chris.
CJ. Hey, CJ.
I've never been on here before. I'm all work here or work earlier than normal. Welcome, Zoe. It's her first time here.
Welcome.
Hi, Sheila. Hey, Alex and Annie and Erica.
So good evening, everybody. If this is your very first time here, this is what we call Let's Talk Autism. This is an open discussion. It's all about parents helping parents, caregivers helping parents. You're an educator, a therapist, and a coach, and you can offer something to the community. Feel free to chime in. Linda and I are parents, just like most of you. So if you have a question, if you can help out in the chat room, if someone asks a question and you can help out, feel free to chime in. We try to go over all of the questions that are thrown in the chat. But if we happen to miss anything, please forgive us. Depending on the time, we may not be able to go over everything. That's why we depend on you guys that's already in the chat. So if you see something you can help out with, feel free to chime right on in there. And for those of you who don't know me, I do apologize. I am Nita. I am one of the admins of this wonderful establishment that we call Autism and Us.
And I'm Linda. I'm the other admin. Hey, Victoria.
Hey, Lee. Michelle. Couldn't get the foot on.
Thank you, Catherine. Wow. And I'm glad to hear you're doing good.
Hey, Catherine. Alex. Hey, Erica. How are you? Annie. Victoria. Victoria. All right. So, again, if you have any questions, feel free. If you have suggestions, feel free.
Hey, Nita, can you hear me? Yeah. I can't hear you.
Can't hear me? Can you guys hear me?
I can hear you now. I can hear you.
Okay. All right. Okay, Catherine. Parent here. My son is an adult with autism. Okay, welcome. Hello, how are you, wonderful women? Doing good. Doing good. How are you? A lot of good advice for oh, that's wonderful. Awesome. Awesome. Thank you, Virginia. CJ says my stepdaughter has autism. All right. Great, CJ. Thank you. Thank you, Michelle. So for those of you who don't know, we are broadcasting on Facebook, the main page. So you may either be in the group, throughout the groups, and on YouTube. And while I'm at it, please support our YouTube channel. So if you are looking at this on Facebook, and I put the link above and see it scrolling there. So we're asking everybody to support the YouTube channel because we want to rotate. We lost Linda. So some days we're gonna be on Facebook doing the open discussions, and then we're going to choose another day to be exclusively just on YouTube for our Let's Talk Autism live sessions. So if you guys could be so kind, we'd appreciate it. Hey Lee, our son is 9 and doing good. Great, great, great. Terry Ann, good evening, ladies. I was trying to show you a picture of my son who has autism, but oh yeah, you can't show pictures in the chat area. Wonderful. Make sure you share that in the group. Thank you, Michelle. We lost you for a minute.
Sorry about that.
Thank you, Catherine. Appreciate that. And make sure if you guys are on YouTube, make sure you have that one behind the Autism and Us, because someone else already had Autism and Us. So I had to add the one. Our school's doing fundraising walk a mile. Awesome. You'll have to share some pictures with us. Awesome. I missed my walk this year. We were supposed to do the zoo walk again, but unfortunately, they haven't put anything out there yet. So I am assuming that they're either waiting or it's just canceled because of this COVID-19. But if you guys are walking, I know some people are doing virtual walks. Is Pam here? I seen Ralphie's pictures from his walk. So make sure you guys share those pictures with us. Awesome. And if you're doing the walk just in your neighborhood, share, share, share. Or you're doing a virtual walk too. Well, make sure you share your pictures of you. I know you guys are going to have your shirts on. That'll be awesome. Hey, Erica, our school is doing a virtual walk where all families. Oh, yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. Yeah, I think anytime you're doing an autism walk, everybody, especially virtual, can join in. So that's awesome. Make sure you share some pictures too. I know you guys are going to be in your shirts. I'll have to check and see if they're doing a virtual walk because I didn't get any emails yet, or at least I haven't noticed any.
Sheila asked, she says, hi, group. My son is having a hard time with his CPAP machine. Is there any moms whose child uses one?
CPAP.
Yeah,
Okay,
for
so
sleep
he
apnea.
has breathing issues or sleep issues. He has
Yeah,
breathing
sleep
issues
apnea.
or sleep issues. Sleep. Okay.
Yeah, sleep apnea. My son has one. He's an adult, but he even has a problem sleeping with it on. He may fall asleep with it on, but no matter what, as soon as he falls asleep, he tends to just like reflectively, like just grab it like a reflex and take it off and throw
Gotta
it.
get used to it. Is it heavy?
Yeah.
Is it heavy?
No, it's just like say if you just had like a face mask on, like plastic, like a nebulizer, and it's just banded around your head, and it's just, I would say it's just irritating. Some kids might feel kind of claustrophobic with it. Some people may feel claustrophobic with it, but it's just not normal to sleep with something on your face like that.
And Lee says our school is trying online classes, but this small town was most definitely not ready. Our city wasn't ready. I don't think not too many. Some people were on the ball, but yeah, it took our teachers kind of a while to get things set up. So we finally got online last week with DeAndre. Before that, we were doing other stuff. But yeah, I think it's been kind of, this came out of the blue. So took a minute for a lot of people to get prepared. But I hope he's, oh, they're, I'm wondering, Lee, are they together now or they're still working on it? What school do you go to? I go to Purdue University. Oh, you're talking to Erica.
She says yes for sleep apnea, and he's 10 years old. Then Kelly says, my son is 30 and is having a lot of regression issues with this COVID-19. Does anyone have any suggestions?
He's having adjustment, said?
A lot of regression issues.
Regression. Oh, okay. Okay.
I would say most of all is to try to stick with the same schedule that he was on and communicate with the teacher with the work that he was doing, the level of work, the type of work, and to try to match that as best as you can. So at least the environment might be different. The schedule may fluctuate a little different because he's not, transporting to school and home and having school lunch and all that. But try to mimic it as much as you can, I think.
Yeah, schedules are important, especially now, trying to get them stay on the same routine.
We had 2 really rough weeks with Emily. One was the very first week out of school, and then the next one was the spring break week. And both of those we didn't have schedules situated yet, and they were really rough weeks.
I'm still getting adjusted. I have to, because DeAndre needs several breaks, but yeah, even me, I'm still trying to get adjusted to this, the whole new world, I think, for a lot of us. I wish they would do a walk to show support for autism awareness here from where I am, Aurora, Illinois. Virginia, you can start your own walk. Yep. Start your own. Especially if you know a few families with those on the spectrum, even if it's just 3 or 4 of you guys, walk the neighborhood and do your own autism walk. You'd be surprised. Next year, you may have 10 of you, and the next year it may be 20. But yeah, or if you have an organization, one of the bigger organizations in your area, contact them. They don't necessarily have to be in your town, but in your state, and ask if they have any walks nearby.
And yeah, Sheila, she says, so do you mean structure? Yes, structure, but more specifically, kind of like the same structured routine that he had, as close as you can get it to. So unless you want to kind of deal with, because it could be some of the changes even within the structure that's causing him to regress. So a structured schedule environment is important, but probably to mimic as much as what he was doing in work, not to move ahead too far above his capabilities with the academic work or too far behind. So again, I think to try to structure and mimic what he had going on at school the best that you can, if he was even school age. And Brianna says, hi, Nita.
Hey, Brianna. How are you? I'm trying to find this. I lost it. Trying to find your YouTube. YouTube.com/Autism and Us #1. It won't come up if you just type it in because we don't have that many subscribers, but I'm going to put the link in here. And thank you so much for the support. And if you missed any of the focus lives or any of the our open discussions, they're all there. We have them all loaded there. So I pinned that in the group. Erica, it's my son's school summit center for autism. I love it. Started this year. Okay, that's who's doing the walk. Awesome. They're still working on it. Well, hopefully they can get it together, Lee. Hopefully. And Lee says sensory diet is important. Is that in response to the regression? Was there a question about sensory?
Yeah, that might be it. That's what I was thinking too.
Here we go.
Did you read Erica's where she says, I find that depending on their level, oh no, I'll put it right here. Okay, I found that depending on their level, if you get an hour out of them per day for school, it still helps a little to keep them in routine. My son is 8 and at a little lower level as far as school goes, so I do what he can handle on that day. Some days he handles more. I agree with that too, because so Emily will stay totally engaged the entire time. So, and there's not those kind of breaks, transition between periods at school, lunch, PE, things like that. So if we can get maybe a solid hour of 2 hours of work out of her, we'll just do that straight through, and then she'll be done for the day, even though it doesn't come out to the same amount of time that she would have at school, or same length of day, I should say. And Brianna asked, what's a sensory diet?
Okay. Congratulations, CJ. Hi, Lillian. Remote learning is not a good learning avenue for my daughter. She loves school and needs the hands-on support in a school environment. Yeah, I think my son needs that structured environment also. But we have to do what we have to do right now. We have to make the best of it. We have to find the good Wi-Fi time. My son gets so mad about the slow startup. Oh, okay. Oh, you're saying Wi-Fi is slow.
And Sheila, so I didn't want to explain this in so many other words, but so a sensory diet is, okay, so it says, what is a sensory diet? A sensory diet is a planned course or routine of activities and exercises to accommodate or grow your child's sensory needs. So it's, I can send you this link also. So for kids who are sensory seekers, it is a timed list or set of activities that satisfies their sensory needs. The goal is to be able to help relax them or meet that need so that they can focus.
Hey, Mr. Charles, how are ya?
Hey, Charles.
And for those of you who are just tuning in, I just opened up another watch party. This is if you're brand new to the who was that? DeAndre is at the door, and those girls If you are brand new to Autism and Us, we do this every Sunday as our open discussion. Let's talk autism. If you have a question, a suggestion, feel free to throw it in the chat room. If you are watching from a watch party, we will read your question or suggestion for you. But feel free to chime in at any time. It's all about parents helping parents. Hold on, my daughters are not opening the door. Hold on just a second.
Okay, I don't know where you left
All right. Oh, and we are also, for those of you in the watch party, we are also on the main page if you like to come over there. Or as well as we have a couple in the group. My daughter doorbell just ringing and ringing, and they all the way upstairs. New baby upstairs have been a hard one. Oh, well, congratulations on the new baby. I can imagine. Hard for me to explain. Couldn't admit. Oh, I was about to say, who is that?
situation.
Yeah. Um, what exactly do you want us to explain, Lee? You know, if you're talking about the baby, the best person to explain to your baby is you guys, parents. Shut down. Your the COVID numbers. Yeah, we've been extended for a little while here too until May 15th or until further notice. And everyone here is required to wear a mask when you go out. It's a requirement. So hopefully
Sheila
it's.
asked,
Oh, go ahead.
sorry about that. She just asked, can a parent have more than one child with autism?
Say that one more. Say that one more time.
Can a parent have more than one child with autism?
Oh, yeah. Yep, that is definitely possible. I think we have a couple members on here with multiples, right?
Mm-hmm.
Even
Yeah.
I think someone just joined recently with twins on the spectrum. And I remember, if my memory serves me correctly, it was a while ago. I believe there was a parent who had like four out of five kids that were on the spectrum. But that was a while ago. I don't think we've heard from her for a while, but yeah, definitely possible.
Hang on, I'll be right back. I gotta switch this.
Okay. Catherine, yes, schedules are very important to children and adults with autism. My son doesn't understand. I have to wipe off the mail he usually gets it. So he was worked up and upset because we have to leave it outside. Even the groceries, he usually puts them up. Oh yeah, he's all off schedule right now. But now everything has to be sterilized. He doesn't like changes. It gives him anxiety even as an adult. So I told him, this is just for now. This actually may be the way we have to continue. So I'll probably end up asking him to assist me. Yeah, and that'll probably be the best thing. Then that'll get him in a routine of, and then that's a good routine, even if it's, over with and done with. At least he still will have that routine now. Because yeah, a lot of things has changed, especially for our babies. Erica, yes, Nita, that's exactly what I do with my son. What you do with Emma? Oh, you mean Linda? Linda, yeah, Emily. Even though they're not getting for 7 hours of school, do an hour or two of work, and then we may go outside if it's nice walk. Yeah, or he may help me with cooking project if you need it. I think every little bit helps. It certainly does. So Linda is Emily. I am DeAndre. I can't see you.
Yeah, I have no idea what's going on. Let me do it again.
Oops. Hey, Mr. Charles. Cindy and I are doing fine. Relaxing after dinner. Awesome. Awesome, Mr. Charles. When my stepdaughter is having a baby, it's hard for me, or easy. When my stepdaughter is it hard for me? I don't understand what you're asking, CJ. You read that, Linda?
I'm looking.
CJ.
Yeah, I don't understand that one either.
CJ, can you rewrite? I found that my son is smarter at math than we thought. You know what, Michelle? We did a now that you mentioned that, me too. You just wouldn't imagine what your kids know when the teacher is right there. We did the video conference, and not with me. He wanted to act up with me. But as soon as we got online with his teacher, his eyes lit up. It was like, okay. And she was throwing some words. And I was really impressed because he was reading. You have to understand DeAndre because he's still trying to learn how to talk. But he was actually reading some very big words. And I was really impressed. I said, wow. See, I didn't even know that. But she said, oh, yeah. Yeah, DeAndre was getting down. So she showed me the program they were actually using for the sight words. He was reading the sentences. I said, well, why won't you do this for me? But that's good, Michelle. That's good.
My older kids used to do that with Emily. They used to push her to read, like, I know you could read this, and she would read it. But if she didn't have to, or she could skate by pretending like she didn't know how to read it, she almost still won't now. But she was really good for pretending she didn't know how to read. We did her IEP last week on telehealth, so we did it on Zoom or Google or whatever. And the stuff that she was doing there versus the stuff I was printing out for her here was totally different. Like, so I got some new information on that for the amount of work and the type of work that she can do.
Little sly things they are. Yeah, I'm gonna pull this one over on Mama. Not ours.
Sheila says my son.
Oh, your neighbors. Okay. Oh, go ahead.
That's what I thought. Okay, the baby's the neighbors, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm assuming. I thought he meant they had a new baby.
Oh yeah, because I think she said the baby was upstairs, so I was thinking upstairs apartment or something. But yeah, but then I just thought I didn't see the comment. Sheila says my son types 120 words per minute on the computer. He's very smart on the computer. That's fast.
Wow, that's good. I'm only up to 70. Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
120.
Yeah.
Let me get down. I need to practice a little more. That's awesome.
And Goddess Mother of Orisha says, "Groovy day, everyone."
Groovy girl, groovy.
Mhm.
Hey,
And
be dapper from. No, we're not in New York. We are different places. Hope you're okay. Thank you for tuning in. Oh, go ahead.
oh yeah, I forgot. Brianna says, can a person with autism regress after losing a parent? I would say yeah. I think any child would be more
Trauma.
prone to doing that. Yeah, when they lose a parent. And I don't think autism would make them any different to not regress.
Now, Pam just did a focus live on how the adjustment was made with her baby who has anxiety and autism. She did a focus live on that, very good one, and gave some good suggestions and tips. You may want to check that out. Losing someone close can be very hard to anyone, but yeah, especially to our babies. So yeah.
Especially if they don't totally understand
Right.
what's going on.
Hey, Alan. And just as a reminder, Alan Courts, he's in the watch party. He's going to be doing a focus live with his mom tomorrow. Alan is an adult on the spectrum, so he's going to share a little bit of his world with us. So hopefully you guys can join us tomorrow evening. I believe it's at 9 p.m. Is that right, Alan? Is it 9 p.m. Eastern time? For a focus live, but I will put out a reminder. We just jumped over 200 cases. Wow, overnight. Wow. But yeah, our numbers are still high. I think today was the lowest in deaths, but we still had high numbers in cases. Oh yeah.
Hey, Dinah. Dinah's over here.
Hey, Dinah, when are you going to do that focus live for us? Yes.
And I don't know if Nita already said this because I was having some issues, but Ellen says that she has twins with autism. And Charles,
okay.
Yeah, and then I wasn't sure if you mentioned that. And then Charles says, after I was diagnosed, my mom believed that my brother was on the spectrum. My daughter and I also believe that he probably is.
Oh, that's down there. Okay. Hey, Ellen. Okay, routines for kids. Hey, Georgia, Lisa. Okay, Alan says 9 p.m. Yes, so Alan will be with us for that focus live at 9 p.m. tomorrow. So hopefully you guys can tune in. And again, Alan is an adult on the spectrum, so he'll be on with his mom. So hopefully you guys can tune in and hear as he shares his story with us.
And Dinah asked, can you schedule her for next week sometime?
I sure can. Definitely. He said, I found a story about how the virus could be carried on particulates.
I think particles.
Okay. And pollution from factories. Oh, okay.
Okay,
Wow.
yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Who's neat? Yeah, I knew you when you said Emily, I knew you were talking to Linda. So just remember, Linda, Emily, Nita, DeAndre. Welcome back, Linda. You're okay.
So how is he doing with the baby? I think it's him, right? A boy. How is he doing with the baby upstairs? I'm sorry if I have that wrong. Lots of games for learning. I know when I have like a certain art project that goes after a story or some kind of put the story in a specific order, the correct order. I have Emily watch the story either the animated version of the story on YouTube or somebody reading the story to her. I have her go through the story first and then do the projects for it.
Hey, Carrie Ann. Carrie Ann says, hello from the UK. My daughter, who is 9 years old, was diagnosed on Tuesday after years of fighting to get answers. Well, I'm glad you finally got your answers, Carrie Ann. Georgia says, my son turned 13 yesterday, but since one, he had this teddy bear, which he said is his best friend. I want to take it away because he's getting older and should not carry this thing around. If it's a comfort thing, oh, I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, he may be hurt, especially if he's been carrying it around that long. That would take some creative thinking. Does he melt down a lot, Georgia? Leanne from the UK, my little boy is 4 with autism, and he's not coping right well at this moment. He's not he's not coping well. Oh, what's wrong? Is it the COVID thing? Are you guys on lockdown in the UK? My stepdaughter is smarter than me. How can we help kids who are on the spectrum at home? Linda has some great tips. Share.
How can we help? If that's him in the picture, okay. So he looks like he's school age. I would just say try to mimic his schedule that he had at school as much as you can, even down to the level of work that he had. If he had PE in the morning, try to start the day with some exercise. Try to keep lunch at about around the same time. And even if you fit all of the academic or the paperwork in between breakfast and lunch, and then not continue after lunch, at least he has some kind of foundation that he can get used to. And doing the same type of work, I think, may help because he's not going to regress or slack if you're not giving him. It will prevent him from slacking or regressing if you give him work that's too easy. And definitely don't try to give him work that he hasn't addressed yet or reached yet, because then that's just going to be altogether frustrating. So you kind of want to keep things as normal as possible because they're already missing the environment, the routine, the people at school. So try to keep everything else as normal or the same as it was. The things that you can handle anyways.
So Lisa, in response to Georgia, if I could say, I don't think she should take it away. It's a process. Yes, I would imagine, especially if it's a comfort thing for him. It's definitely a process. And if they've been holding on to it since he was 1.
And it's that's in your party, right? Because I was looking
for in the watch party.
Okay. Yeah, I would agree with that. With Emily, she had a teddy bear for a certain point in time. She had a book. She had a cookbook. She had different things that she was attached to at one time. It was a little notepad. So with autism, they tend to be more attached to things, and it just happens to probably be that it is the teddy bear, but it could be anything, and even if you take that away, it may become something else.
Okay, so Georgia says no, but he looked for the teddy bear before and after school, and he rubs him against his face and says, I will you after school. I think it's a thing. I think it is. I don't understand that last part. I don't understand that. She says, I will you after school.
I will see you after school.
Maybe that's what she means. I think it's a thing.
Maybe a
I think,
sensory thing. It's
yeah, maybe.
probably
Oh, go ahead. I was gonna say
it's
something
probably
about sensory
oh
too.
yeah, I think it could be a sensory thing, a comfort thing, a soothing thing. It sounds like it's an at home thing. Kind of like when they come back and they have their blankie only at home. It could be something just like that, that he just, that's his comfortable, like Nita's happy. What do you call it? What do you call that when you when you go get comfortable?
My
So I
happy
mean,
spot.
yeah, so it could be just like that. It could be that when he goes home, that's what he does, and it soothes him, comforts him, and it's calming to him.
Yeah, she's saying he will see you after school. Yeah, if it's at home, I wouldn't,
Mm-hmm.
take it away. That's his go-to, his
Mm-hmm.
go-to thing. So
Like some people have a certain pillow, a blanket. He has his bear. It could be like Emily. Also, she had most of her things that she was attached to were only at home. We might let her bring it in the car, but never to school.
yeah. And Lisa
Um,
says it's still a process. If you just take it away, you could cause some serious. Yeah, definitely it could cause behavior issues, especially if it's a comfort thing for him. But if he's not taking it out the house, I don't see any, harm in it. That's his
and
go-to.
how old is he?
13. I believe she
13.
said 13. Yeah,
And
13
yeah,
yesterday.
I agree with that. If it's at home, especially since he's not taking it out of the house where it can get lost, um, let him have, because the scariest thing is that it will become lost. But if he's having it only at home, it's kind of just like a home thing, like a blanket, pillow kind of thing again. And it's only at home, so it's not really like in the public eye.
That's awesome, Michelle.
Uh,
He is second grade and did fractions. All right.
I saw that too.
Awesome.
Dinah says, my son has been obsessed with the food pantries lately, like when he was younger, and he's obsessed about infomercials. Emily too. Oh my goodness, infomercials. She can just watch the same one. She'll go get in my bed, hand me the remote, and she knows I know what she wants to turn on. In my room, if she wants the TV, it's infomercials. So I try
Infomercial.
to I try to have something. Now you better watch out with DeAndre. He be
Uh-oh.
ordering stuff.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait. Let me see if I got this picture so I can show you this. You just mentioned it. And Dinah, I seen that awesome story you put up in the group. I want to show this picture though. That's awesome about the pantry and him adding food. Although it may cost you a little bit, his heart was in the right place. I love that. His heart was really in the right place. I want to show you you guys, this picture because Linda just mentioned DeAndre may be start ordering stuff. So let me this picture. If I can find it. Did I remove it? I might have.
And Goddess Mother of Arisha says, I just bought a trampoline for pumpkin sauce because we cannot go outside every day. I was thinking the same thing. I was thinking about one in the yard.
Can you see that?
And move it over to your left, right there. Yeah. What? What is that? $303. What?
500.
Oh, what
See,
did he
I don't know if
order?
you can. I don't know if you can see. You see that
Yeah,
microphone?
I did now. Oh
He
my
had
god.
about 5 or 6 different. Luckily, this is from Walmart. He knew how. He got my phone, went on Walmart, and start adding stuff. And this is what happened. I happened to go on Walmart because I use Suave, the curling thing, stuff for my hair, and I wanted to see if they had it online so I could order some, right? And I went to click the bottle, you know how to check out. And I looked at the cart in the Walmart and it said 20 items. I'm like, 20? I go open the cart up. looking at all these microphones. And I'm like, what the heck?
Oh my goodness.
Luckily, I don't have any credit card. He would have had to log in. He
Mhm.
doesn't know my login. So
Oh my goodness. That means he literally went in there and typed microphone.
something. He found them.
Yeah.
He
Mhm.
$500 worth.
Oh my goodness. He was like this one and that one. I got his
So and
mother
then I'm
said,
glad. I have to make sure I'm logged out of Amazon too, because you know that
mhm.
one click. So I try not to let him get my phone, but sometimes he sneaks it. So
Mhm.
I'm gonna have to be extra careful.
She says no, he did not. LOL. OMG.
Yes. DeAndre is something else, y'all.
Ordering movies.
Order he right. We take walk and she does her homework and play games. Okay, awesome.
Division. Teacher said Patrick can't do division. His caregiver said you need to see this. He was doing division. LOL. He uses his behaviors to escape classes. Anyone here had their little ones out with their teachers? Emily was doing that for a while. She would always need a break time, or she would have to go. She was too scared, or she had to go. Math came and she had to go to the quiet area. She needed a break, a quiet. There was like a little quiet corner they could go to, and she would always do that during math. And I said, well, when she does that, because you're supposed to follow, let them get up and go to that area. I said, well, go ahead and take the math over there. And so they started to follow her with the math, and she stopped doing it. She still does that sometimes with ABA. She'll say, I'm too scared of Josephine. But that's always her escaping thing. She was scared of reading. She was scared of math. She was scared of, it was everything she's come across. She's scared, but she's
Get
not
over
really
that
scared.
first.
It's her words. She knew it worked somewhere one time, and now she's scared, quote unquote.
You're welcome, be dapper. Teacher said.
Goddess Mother wants to know if he fesses up to what he's done. DeAndre, like, did you
DeAndre?
ask him about that? Yeah, did you ask him
Oh,
about that?
not yet. He's just getting home from his
Oh
dad.
yeah, that's right. You don't even know you know. The twins are a boy and a girl.
Hi, David. I have autism and I love to volunteer at school just to help out the school librarian. I do story times for kids. Now this COVID-19. Yes, I can imagine. And I'm glad you found something you love, David. That's awesome.
Somebody was just talking about this. A school library, do they do story time? I think Michelle was saying that. They do. If your school doesn't do it, check your public library also. I know there's tons of programs on there right now. You can get ebooks. You can. The person who would do story time and stuff like that is doing it online now. So you can check to see what your library is offering, public library.
Yeah, and I know here in Detroit on our Detroit Public School site, they have different teachers now that come on and they'll read a story. They call it bedtime story.
Oh,
But yeah,
nice.
so check out your schools. If they have a Facebook page, check that out. And they may have, the story time where you can sit and listen with your kid.
Mm-hmm. And if you can't find it on there, there's websites for it of that, and then there's YouTube also.
We know the feeling on that fight because we went through the same thing. What is that, ordering or I'm sorry, we're going down the list here. Georgia says, awesome, David. Yes, that is awesome, Georgia. Still love her, of course. Leanne says, yeah, we're on lockdown, hun. We have been in the house 5 weeks today. There's just him and me. I try doing things with him and he gets upset. Meltdowns are so hard as he hurts. Um, uh, the walks, have you tried to get him outdoors just to do, maybe a walk to the corner and maybe that'll help? And Catherine, in response to Georgia, she says maybe um should could tell him to keep the bear at home. It's safer there. It's his security up. Maybe she can replace the bear with a bracelet. I think, yeah, from what I'm reading, I think he just has the bear at home.
Pumpkin Sauce tells her ABA, first of all, LOL, shaking her finger at her. She now corrects me about everything. That's Goddess Mother of Orisha. Emily was telling her ABA tech last week, the week before last, she was telling her to go home. She was like, "No, Josephine, go home, go home." And she was yelling it, and then so she did like 3 days that week, and then I talked to her over the weekend and told her that it was hurting her feelings and it was making her sad. So now the last time she came downstairs and she said, "Hi, Josephine, I'm ready." So we were having talk about not hurting her feelings, and that worked. I don't know if she'll do it every day, but she was getting progressively better all week and she never studied again.
Oh, wait a minute, I missed something. I have to scroll.
Right. Goddess Mother Orisha says, "Bye, girl, LOL." Right.
I do it on my YouTube channel, but it's very hard to see my little students at school. Aw. I always pray for them every night before I go to bed. Awesome. Awesome. And you get a FaceTime group that way you can see them. Yeah. Yeah, David, that would be awesome. A lot of people are doing the face thing. I'm saying face thing. Zoom.
Lee said he had he had school drop off supplies. And he
Okay.
asked, I can't find the comment, but then he asked if anybody else had the same thing.
We have to pick if we need supplies or the packets. They have certain locations we pick them up at. But I haven't, been out to pick up anything. We just do everything, or you can print them out. And the good thing is now they are giving every student here in the Detroit Public Schools a laptop or a tablet. So that'll be awesome. They're going to start rolling that out, I think, in June. So anyone who was there for count day will get a laptop and computer and the data to go with it. The data to go with the. So that's awesome. That's awesome.
And what we were doing here, I don't know if everybody in the school district, because I think I've seen, I don't know what grade it would start, but so most of the kids have their own Chromebooks at school that they were taking home and back and forth during the school year. So when school stopped, they already had it with them and the work comes through there. So she'll meet online through her Chromebook. Everything she does, she'll do through her Chromebook.
Yeah.
Except for the stuff that I go online and I find some pages to print out. But the teacher also has work for her and they meet in class and everything. Diana says, "Linda, funny that you say that because Isaiah has a quiet spot at school here, not so much, but he tries to get out of some schoolwork by using words like, I don't want to, or my teacher doesn't ask me to do that." So the OT teacher sent us a list of activities to give him when he is not cooperating. On the list was doing jumping jacks. So every time he said something negative, I started to have him do jumping jacks and he was just beside himself. Yep, he stopped have so many pounding sessions after a week, LOL. That's a good idea.
That's a real good idea.
Hmm.
Oh, and I just got yeah. Well, well, I don't know if I told you because he busted his puncher bag. So I just ordered him another one. So it should be here this week. I'm excited.
Wait,
So
what was it?
his puncher bag.
Oh, yeah.
Go release some energy.
The ASD babies know what they mean, and they mean what they say. Exactly.
Catherine wants to know if Georgia can get him a bracelet to see if it works in replacement of the teddy bear. Michelle Gordon, not doing on me. Okay. Pray. Okay. Going down the list here. I don't like other kids pick on her and make fun of her. She cry to me all the time and I'll call the school. Oh, I have one rule develop. Autism has its own unique normal and it's not our normal. Yeah, yeah. But we do use ABA to assist, yeah. Behavior management. Great. Michelle Gordon, I'll try to do better. Thank you. And this is David talking to Michelle. Congratulations on the fractions. Yes, that's awesome. She always have good grades and she don't like to be around a lot of people. You gotta do what you can do right now. I'm keeping my fingers crossed for you to find a way to get through this time. This is why I have lock codes. Yeah, I do have the fingerprint thing on my phone. Um, but sometimes, if I leave my phone and forget, and I may have just gotten off of it, he will grab it. Either I will have a number of pictures and videos in my phone, or he does something like that. But I definitely have to lock up my Amazon because he'll really go crazy. They are smart. Yes, they are. Hey, Jane. So glad my kids haven't discovered how to order things online yet. When in the store, they always try to sneak things in. Mm. Oh, wait a minute. Where am I at? Oh, here we
And
go.
how many people are still on lockdown, and how many people aren't?
Oh, and for that, Georgia says she will try the bracelet. Okay, yeah, that's a good question. We're still on lockdown here in Detroit. And we are required to wear masks when we go out. I think the governor extended it till the middle of May.
Mm-hmm.
And then they have opened up some things, but for the most part, we're still on a stay at home order.
Mm-hmm.
Are you guys
Yeah,
still?
yeah. California. I didn't hear any in Northern California. And then I see Michigan, you just said, is opening a few things. And then yet California and Michigan are not on the 20 states that are starting to reopen stuff, even though we have a few things open.
Right.
We're still not even considering those. We're still shelter in place. Our county put up, I think, until May 17th now. So we just got extended from April 30th to May 17th.
And Lisa says they're still on lockdown in Pennsylvania.
And I think the only one state that's, I don't know how open they are, but Georgia was the first one I seen starting. They were the last one to shelter in place and the first one to start opening again. People here in Berkeley jogging and going to play in the dog parks. Yeah, and see, and I heard the jogging and the walking and all that was okay, but then I heard the dog parks were supposed to be closed. Except for maybe Golden Gate, I think I don't know if it's a dog area or open area and you can still take them. Here in Illinois, masks are mandatory.
Oh yeah, here too. Thank you, Georgia. Georgia has to cook, so she says, "Be careful and safe." Thank you for tuning in.
Thank you.
Make sure you join us next Sunday. We do this every Sunday, same time, same place. Lisa says, however, people in Pennsylvania are crazy. It's very frustrating. Yeah, we have a few people here that aren't following what they're supposed to be doing either. And I seen a video from Chicago. They had 1,000 people. I actually went into the video while the guy was live, and I was like, wow.
What was it? What was it? 1,000 people protesting?
No, they were at a party. Well, they say it's
What?
1,000, but it could have been
Yeah.
exaggerated. But it was a whole bunch of people in a cramped up space, partying, not caring.
Yeah.
And then you don't think you're in that type of situation, and you go home and you could give it to anyone, any of your family members.
Yeah. What was I going to say? Oh, I seen this one story today. It was a video of a little boy. He looked like he was maybe 4, and he came down with it, and he was in the hospital, and it took about 5 serious days in the hospital, and his mom was recording certain parts to show people, and he was sheltering in place. The whole family, they were sheltering in place. They weren't going anywhere because it was spring break anyways. Mom and dad weren't working, nothing, and he came down with it. He was doing everything he was supposed to. And the strange thing is too that so the dad got it too, but the dad had very mild symptoms, and his 2 sisters that were right above and under his age, I think, neither one of them got it. Mom didn't get it, and she stayed with him the whole time in the hospital.
We just lost a 5-year-old here, but both her parents were frontline workers. So yeah, she just died. They had a big tribute for her, the police department and everyone. But 5 years old.
This last week, right? Yeah, that's what Steve and me seen. Yeah, when I was watching this story, it was they were talking about her first, and then like midway through the story, they said that she died. Yeah, that was that was sad because both the parents were first responders.
Yeah.
I mean, they were doing what they needed to do, but at the same time, they paid a big cost for that. But that's like so these people are out here partying and stuff, and they're not,
they're not thinking.
They're not thinking. These people had the parents, they felt obligated to be out there.
And Lisa said they had protests here last Monday, no masks, no gloves. They did the same thing here in Michigan. What's funny is you were looking at some of the protesters against the stay-at-home order, but then some of them had masks on. So aren't you defeating your purpose? Your purpose is saying you want to, of course, you want to get back to work, but you don't believe. Some of them saying they don't believe in the virus, but you have a mask on.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And then the other thing is this, it's kind of like, so you want to get the economy back up and going, and you want to get these businesses going and stuff. So you guys are out there protesting, but there's more of us who are not protesting. And who's to say that, okay, you get your way, they lift the orders. Who's to say that everybody who feels still insecure about going out won't protest the opposite and stay in the house? Just because you might get your way, it's not going to force everybody to come out. It's not going to force everybody to go and, into these businesses and make everything go around again. It doesn't mean, they have their opinions, and of course we have ours, and we all have our decisions to make.
Yeah, and they need if they're gonna open everything up, they need a plan to keep everyone safe.
Exactly. I don't think things will ever be like how they used to be, like restaurants. I think I forgot who's opening restaurants tomorrow. So, South Carolina is opening some restaurants tomorrow to half capacity. That's their new way.
Yeah, and I've seen where they're gonna have at some tables, not them specifically, but I know some restaurants were talking about that plastic partition on the tables, separate.
Yeah,
it's a change. We're gonna have to get adjusted to it. We're not gonna be the same once we do come out of this. This country is not going to be the same.
Yeah. I saw Florida was opening up beaches to 50 people limits. And then some of the California beaches that did open didn't allow sunbathing. You had to keep walking. And then others you could sunbathe. And then others on the other side were just not open at all.
Jaden tried to sleep during math. Thank you for the info, math. My son tried doing that plenty of times, but he caught on that in order to complete a purchase on Google Play Store. You need my, yeah, I have that for certain things for Google Play. You need my fingerprint. And that's a good idea. I'm glad they do have that option to use the fingerprint. The only thing about with Amazon, my information is already there. So if he goes in there and clicks the checkout, it's too late. I'm gonna have to make sure I'm logged out completely.
Oh, is that the little girl in Michigan? She had meningitis. That's her?
Yeah, she caught the meningitis from the virus. The virus.
Yeah,
and
that's what I thought. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there was a guy, he was a younger guy too. He was 18 to 22. He was somewhere in that range. He was a young adult. He also, in Japan, he came down with coronavirus. And it said it's a rare reaction, but it will trigger meningitis for some reason. They don't understand why. But he had the same thing and he died.
Yeah, there's a lot. You know, they have to learn about this thing. Mr. Charles, if modern technology had existed when I was growing up, I probably would have tried ordering stuff, Mr. Charles. They send our package.
Yeah.
Okay, that's awesome.
And Michelle, she understood exactly what I was saying. She says, I'm on personal lockdown until no more new cases. And that's, like I said, everyone has a choice and an opinion and how to handle this, and will decide what they're going to do. Just because there's, a fraction of people protesting that everything should open back up doesn't mean that everybody's going to be in agreement and run back out there because they say it's open. Even when they say things are open, how many of us are going to be running out there? They had Wuhan open back up, and it was scarce. It was a thriving city, and it looks like a few people here and there that have gone out.
Oh, your son has this grown awesome. Our teacher said we can do things that keep them engaged. Teacher said, I am getting this teacher thing down. All right. I'm still trying. I think I could have done
but you forgot the last part. She said, but I'm not into it. I agree. I think we're on the same in the same situation there. We got it down, but
Mr. Charles, wow, when I was growing up, my school books were made of cardboard, wow, and paper. None of them had any Mr. Charles.
None of them had any what?
Chrome, like the Chrome book.
Oh.
You had to throw something in there. Oh, that's old. I'm sorry.
Going to the store to get food stresses me. Yeah, Goddess Mother Orisha says going to the store stresses her.
Who said that, Goddess?
Yeah.
And it's so different. It's so different when you go into a store. Yeah. It's like everybody mask on, gloves on. And then I don't know, I just feel when I get home, just, you're taking everything off, washing your hands and your face. It's like, ooh.
Yeah. And Goddess Mother, in Berkeley, do they have, are the masks required? So Goddess Mother lives in the, I would say it's probably the closest cities to me is where she lives. So I live in the suburbs and she lives in the cities right there.
Okay, you guys are the same. Okay, Lisa says, question, has your Department of Education made any accommodations for special children under the idea? For example, students transitioning to post-secondary education. I'm going through a transition thing now because my son will be going to high school. So I'm still waiting on the meeting part of that because of school closing. So yeah, I'm still waiting on the meeting part of that, and I'm sure all of this will be done online. I was actually supposed to be scheduled for a transition meeting this month. This is April, right? Yeah, yeah.
Where did she ask that question?
She's in the watch party.
Oh, okay, got it.
Yeah.
Um,
And transitioning. Yeah.
yes, Berkeley.
So I think a lot of the schools are working to try, because you guys had your IEP, and then I think everything is going to be done online. And if you haven't heard anything from your teacher, especially with that type of meeting, and transitioning, I would get in touch with either your child's teacher or get in touch with the department yourself. Get in touch with the board. I know we have a lot of online board meetings where we're free to ask questions about what's going on, especially with the special needs students. And if the teacher doesn't know, then I always go in there and try to listen in, or if someone else has already asked, because a lot of parents are like us. A lot of, especially with the special needs children, and with everything happening, what's going on with them, what's happening with them, how are their education, what's going to happen when they go to high school or getting out of high school, and that kind of stuff. Yeah, I would definitely make sure you check and see if they're having those online meetings for that.
And Goddess Mother says the only thing that is on hold for us is the IEP.
Is the what?
IEP.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. When this all first started happening, they said if you had a scheduled IEP, it's canceled. It'll be postponed. They didn't know what they were going to do, and then so that was almost 5 weeks ago. So then now, like maybe a week or two ago, we got a notification saying that Emily's IEP was scheduled. So they must have figured it out in that little interim to do them online.
Yeah, and Lisa says she's on the board in Pennsylvania, and they're still trying to figure it out. Yeah, I think a lot of these schools are trying to figure out. That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah. So yeah.
No, not her IEP, her IEE.
Oh.
Like an IPP is for our regional. An IEE, I don't know who's that one for. IEP is for school. Let me see. IEE.
Oh, okay.
International education evaluations. Yeah, that looks like the only thing that IEE. Let me see right here. Independent educational evaluation.
Yeah. Someone asked for IE.
IEE, yeah.
IE. Yeah, I never heard it out.
Yeah, that's like I said, that there's one that's IPP as well, and then IEP, IEE.
IE.
Let me see. The transition meetings are nail-biting experiences. I had one for Nathaniel, junior to senior, and I'm overwhelmed thinking about him turning 18. Those are the hardest ones, the transition IEPs.
Yeah, especially if they're getting out. My baby will be going to high school. Just wondering if everything, how is everything going to be? This is supposed to be his first year of high school. Are they going to even have, that opportunity? Yeah.
Exactly, because everyone keeps saying next year, but then they also say that next year it's supposed to come back. I heard July, August, and then I heard the fall. So we have no idea what next year's school is going to look like even.
So Lisa, do you guys do everything online? Your board meetings? Well, I'm sure you do. Pennsylvania, thinking. Yeah, transitioning. Well, I can imagine when DeAndre gets 18. Oh,
And then right here, Lee says there are carriers, those who carry the virus, those who get the virus but don't die, and then there are those who died and we don't know why, and that is where the anger comes from. Why do some not get sick? Why do some get sick and don't die, and then those who die? Exactly. They were talking about the antibodies, and the WHO put out, the World Health Organization put out, I think yesterday or day before yesterday, that they believe that people could get it again if they have the antibodies, but then they said that it was too early to say, and they kind of worded it, I forgot which way, in an incorrect way. They said that it depends on how much antibodies people build up, and what the difference is, why some are building up enough and why some barely build up any, even if they have the disease severely, the virus severely. So it's like Nita was saying, it's so new that it's hard to understand. Goddess Mother says, the cool thing about when they turn 18, the regional services are more supportive.
when they
Yeah, I
turn
was
18.
supposed, yeah, I was supposed to find out about the regional services after 18 and then up above 22 in the different ages and what they, I know that they do support them a lot, and they check their living arrangements if they're independent or if they're in a supportive living situation or in the home with the family. They make sure that everything is, they're getting the most out of their life with everything they would qualify for and everything.
Lisa's son is 22, and they do their board meetings on Zoom. Lisa says it has been a process trying to figure this all out, especially graduating seniors with special needs going to some type of continuing. Yes, yes. This whole thing is what I want to say.
Mm-hmm.
It's just messed up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I've seen.
Didn't someone else mention about maybe I'm thinking of something else. Did we have a conversation last week about the transitioning into college?
I can't remember that one, but you might be thinking about the Focus Live. No, because they really didn't talk about that.
Yeah, okay. Maybe I'm thinking of something else. Yeah. Yeah, Lisa. Yeah, yeah. It's everything. Okay, now where
30 strains and 2 main strains, S and L. Viruses mutate. Exactly. That's the thing. How the viruses mutate. By the time the immunization comes out, that will be what it'll be fighting what it is now. But what will it have mutated to?
where are you at?
That's on Michelle Gordon and Lee. Right. That was Michelle's right here. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm trying to catch up here.
Lee says this one mutated 30 times.
30.
And then Michelle says, yes, it keeps mutating. And that's why when you get a flu shot, you get last year's flu shot. So that's why it's not always, 100%, because you're fighting off what, the shot is to fight off what was last year. And of course, it's changed.
Okay, and Lisa is saying the law just has not made any accommodations. That's what makes it hard. Mm-hmm.
Not so much if they are high functioning.
It's a whole mess. I'm sorry. What are you saying?
Dinah says not so much if they're high functioning, and I'm checking on services with colleges that have programs.
Okay, Dinah.
Mm-hmm.
Her son is going to college next year also, right?
I think so. Yeah, I think it's.
Okay.
She said, well, I don't know if she just did the IEP from junior to senior, or if she was talking about when she did that one.
Oh, okay.
So he's either next year or the following year. Yeah. And then Goddess Mother of Orisha asked, why the heck not? I know you would think they would still just do it, but yeah, I don't know. One thing I can say, never say it won't happen, because if you're given enough time. So my advice, never say it won't happen. Exactly. I could never, ever, ever have thought any of this would be going on right now.
Thank you, Catherine. Oh, you are so sweet. Thank you. We appreciate you.
Next year he'll be 18 and a senior. So the year after he will be going to college.
Definitely sad about the 5-year-old. Oh, he'll be going to college next year.
Mm-hmm.
So did they do the transitioning meeting online or what?
Yeah. Dinah, how did you do yours? Was it online as well, like
Yeah.
our
So
IEP was?
yeah. So Lisa, because Lisa was wondering about the transitioning for she was asking something about graduating seniors, special needs. So did yeah. So did she do it online and
She
how did
still
it?
Yeah. Did you if you did it online, how did it go? And if you didn't, how did you do it?
Were they organized? They had
Yes,
it together.
it was online on Google Meet. That's what we did ours on. We did ours on there. And then how did it go, Dinah? Was it organized? Ours was set up where the principal was there, the gen ed teacher was there, Emily's teacher was there, the behavioral tech was there, the PE teacher was there, and I forgot. I think the principal was the admin, where he was recording and keeping records of the whole thing. But it was just like an IEP that would be in person. It just wasn't in person.
Hunting and fishing should be allowed. She initially had meningitis. Yeah. No. The virus caused the meningitis.
It's just like what happened in Japan too. It triggered it.
Triggered.
Yeah.
Triggered. I mean, it may have been there in that dormant form, but by her catching the virus, that just opened it.
Because they said that will happen in a very rare amount of cases of coronavirus. That will happen. I saw Michelle said it. She was saying that it ups the risk, or it's causing an increase in strokes. And it is, because it's raising the blood pressure with COVID, but people who already have blood pressure issues, that's where the problem comes in, because they already have high blood pressure, and then it's raising it, and then therefore makes it an increased risk for strokes, and people are having them. They said even in younger people, the strokes are increased. I was watching a thing about that when they were saying they were tying the two together, the increase in strokes and coronavirus.
You read that one. They have tested automated food truck and the autonomous vehicle at Mayo Clinic. So the automation has begun.
Lee said in Africa, they're saying polio is occurring.
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 Oh, occurring.
Yeah.
Occurring.
No, it's occurring in Africa.
I read that people now need to watch out for. Okay, you were just reading that.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Losing. Yeah.
Dinah says everyone was there, plus the social worker, to establish his needs, and we found that his autism affects the social emotional criteria for service. And that was the transition. That was regarding the transition meeting.
Okay. I don't know if Lisa's still here. Um, okay, and Mr. Charles says, for me, the big adjustment to high school was going from one classroom to the next and getting to class on time. There also was a mix up with my schedule at the start of the 7th grade because I was enrolled in Algebra 2 rather than 7th grade math. The numbers man. The numbers man.
Michelle says Ebola is a yearly thing now as well.
It's just too much.
Mhm.
That's too much.
It's so strange to me because then, so my family lives far apart. Like, so my mom, she lives on Japan, and then so in Japan, and then my brother's in Hawaii, other brothers in South Carolina, dad's in Virginia, I'm here, my aunt's in Michigan. But it's so strange to have all of us dealing with the same one thing. Usually it's, like, oh, my mom had an earthquake, or my brother has, earthquake or storms going on, or, the other side has, hurricanes, and we have fires, earthquakes. But to hear everybody going through the same thing right now and checking up on each other is strange that it's so big. I mean, I don't know if I ever would have thought something like this would happen.
Okay, you guys. We're coming to the end. It is just about at 8:30. And usually at the end, we invite any of you parents who want to join us in the chat area. You are more than welcome. If you want to come in and say hello, I'm gonna put the link in the watch party also. Did good tonight, an hour and a half. We're keeping on that schedule. Pretty good. I have to find it first. It moved. It moved. Oh, here we go. That's Linda. I'm gonna put it in.
If you see mine, can you put it in there, or you just did?
Yeah,
Never mind.
I just
Okay.
seen
Yeah,
yours
thanks.
first. I have to look for mine. It disappeared. So you guys are more than
Nice
welcome
having
to
you.
come on in
It's
if
nice
you want
having
to
you
join
too.
us for the last few minutes.
Goddess Mother of Orisha says, "Love being here when I can." We love having you too.
Yes, definitely. Here I go. I can. Here it is. Okay. So I just pinned the link to come on in and say hello if you'd like to. We try to do this the end of every session for our last couple of minutes. If you just want to jump on and say hi to everybody, you are more than welcome. Go. Oh, I did it again. If anyone is here that has joined the mentorship program in the group, is anybody here that is a mentor or a mentee? I just want to kind of see how it's going for you guys. And for those of you who don't know, we do have a mentorship program where you can get connected one-on-one with a member of the group. No matter if you want to be a mentor or mentee, sign up under the mentorship program. And it's one-on-one. And the best thing about it, you don't have to exchange personal information if you don't want to. Everything is done in the inbox. So if you feel comfortable with each other after you connect, then you can share your information. But if you're interested in becoming a mentor, or if you need a mentor, the link for that is in the group under mentorship. If you're on your phone, the menu, it'll be in the top menu. If you're on a laptop, it should be on the left side menu at the top. It should say mentorship. I just wanted to know if there's anyone here now. I was going to do this earlier. If there's anyone here now that has already joined the mentorship program and has a connection, let me know how it's going.
Dinah says she signed up.
Oh, great. How is it going for you? Have you been connected? Thank you, Catherine. I have to take my young son home. Thank you. We've enjoyed having you here. Don't forget, join us same time, same place next week. Thank you.
Yeah, have a good
Everybody
night,
be sure to
Catherine.
check out the YouTube page.
Hey, Mr. Charles.
Hey, Charles.
Hey, Nita and Linda. So how are y'all doing?
Doing good. Doing good.
That's good. That's good. Yeah.
How's your day been?
Oh, it's been fine. Yeah. Cindy and I attended our online meeting earlier today, and anyway, I'm doing laundry and also in this group.
Okay, all the fun things.
Dinah said she just did, so she didn't talk to anybody yet.
Anyone else make a connection? Just want to see how it's going. I meant to do it last week. It was supposed to be in a trial thing, and after I see how it's going with everybody, we'll decide if we're gonna, keep it up. So just let us know, Dinah, if it goes well for you. Let us know.
Yeah. And talking about stories for kids. My dad had an unusual talent for composing bedtime stories.
Oh, really?
Well, our first grade readers used, here Dick and Jane. Ours used Alice and Jerry, but similar idea. So he composed. He composed a whole bunch of bedtime stories around Alice and Jerry and their family.
Okay.
One year it was their misadventures on vacation. We were on vacation one year. It was their misadventures on their family vacation. At one point, they landed on an island in the South Pacific. They were shipwrecked on an island in the South Pacific. Anyway, the chief of the natives introduced himself to them, explained, on this island, we practice polygamy and anthropophagy. So Jerry got out his pocket dictionary, looked up those words, polygamy. Let's see, that means a man can have more than one wife. All right. Anthropophagy, the practice of cannibalism. And at that, the chief reassured him, oh, don't worry, you'll be delicious.
Oh, no.
You can tell Charles got his sense of humor from his dad.
Yep.
They got out of it somehow.
Thank you, Catherine, for joining us on YouTube. I appreciate that.
Hey, Michelle.
Won't let me in. But yes, we want to see your pretty face, Michelle. Okay, hopefully.
I typed in the code manually because for some reason the link didn't click, when I pressed it. So I had to type it in manually to get in here.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we're going to have to figure, I might have to, when I do this, I may have to do it in the beginning and go on the outside and put it at the top. What is your brother doing?
I remembered, 29V58 was easy to remember. 58 is 2 times 29. And then KMSMU, I just committed those 5 letters to memory and I was able to type it in.
Okay. The numbers thing. Yeah, Mr. Charles always has good stories, Michelle. You have anything else? You guys know I around this time I get hungry. So it's dinner time.
Yeah.
And then I have to go see my son. I'm surprised he hasn't ran down here to see me yet. I'm hurt. He's upstairs. He has not come down here to see
He's
me.
probably thinking about you found that those microphones.
Oh yeah.
He's like, I'm not going down there.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I fixed dinner tonight. Fixed the signature recipe I developed. I just, take some chicken pieces. I saute them first, well, a little bit, brown, give them a little brown, and then I cook them in a mixture of white wine and chicken broth, and add a little bit of seasoning to it, and cooked them in that, and then toward the end I had a little cornstarch water to thicken it up, and I made some mashed potatoes so I could have mashed potatoes and gravy with it, and made a salad. So that's what Cindy and I had.
Sounds good.
Mm-hmm.
Michelle says some can't remember what we ate for lunch. I can't remember numbers. Me either, Michelle. You are not alone. Mr. Charles is good with that. Well, okay, you guys. Thank you all so much for joining us this evening. And we do this every Sunday at the same time. And please support our YouTube channel. We're going to try to rotate having open discussions over there. And if you've missed any of our lives, Let's Talk Autism sessions, or any of the focus lives that we did for Autism Awareness Month, they are right over there, all for your replay pleasure. So again, thank you all. I appreciate each and every one of you, especially you, Mr. Charles. You always come in.
Well, I appreciate you and Linda. I really do.
Thank you.
But thank you all for joining us. And Michelle, we hope you could come on in next week so we can see that pretty face of yours.
Yeah.
So thank you and have a good night, everybody.
Everybody be safe and take care. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, be safe. Bye.
Bye.
Good night.
Good night.